Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I kind of wanted to do more of like a girl chat video and a girl talk video. Obviously, guys can watch it too, it's not a big deal. But some of these topics I kind of want to do a series of these because I'm very passionate about some of the topics that I'll be talking about today, and also there's other topics that I want to touch on in the future. So if you guys do want to see more of these, then let me know in the comments down below. Also like this video and subscribe down below. But yeah, so some of these the topic that I'll be talking about today is specifically women, and more so like Indian women, and yeah, just some of the things that like I've realized that not a lot of people have obviously the same mindset. Even though we are in 2017, there's a lot of people that think differently and think. So yeah, so today I'm just gonna be talking about. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot. Actually, I wrote a bunch of stuff down in my little book, so I just want to make sure I'm covering all the topics and not really rambling too much. So yeah. Anyways, let's just get on with the video. Alright, so for the topic today is just Indian women and how I feel like some of the struggles and some of the, all women have struggles and all women have different fights that they have to battle through every day. That's why I feel like women are just the most powerful, empowering people that I know of. And like, we give birth for God's sakes. Like, that takes manpower to do, and we have to raise them. Damn, it takes a lot of work. Anyways, so I think one of the things that really strikes me to do this video was a comment that I got just recently about being Indian or just being brown. So when I was working one day, a customer came up to me and was like, I was like, hi, I can help the next, and the person that came up to me was like, oh, I don't want to be served by a terrorist. And I was like, what the hell? Okay, then less work for me, go to another teller, I don't care. But he was like, oh, shouldn't you be in the kitchen or something, or shouldn't you be cleaning, or some comment, like sick, disgusting comment like that. And I was just like, look, sir, I don't take any, obviously I didn't say it like this, but I was like, look, sir, I don't take any crap from people. Like, I don't care like what religion I am or what I believe in, like that shouldn't matter to you. But the fact that I'm helping you and being nice to you, I didn't say any mean comments to you, I haven't said anything rude to you, like you don't even know me, like why the fact that you're saying something like that to me, like that really hurt me. I'm not the type of person to like get really affected by it or like cry, but some people do get affected by this, so I just wanted to I felt like it was the need for me to stand up and really say something. And at this point, like I was like, I guess like my manager heard, and my manager was like, it's okay, like that's good that you stood up for yourself, like sorry that happened to you. And it's just so sad to hear that like a lot of these situations do happen to people, and it does happen to like in more an extensive matter. But I think that just really alarmed me. I was like, first of all, this is 2017, women are allowed to work, women are allowed to speak, they're allowed to do whatever the hell they want. You don't have to tell them anything. Just because you're a white male man and you're in the higher class doesn't mean you have the right to define me as a religion or a culture, or who I am as a person. This is why I really want to put my voice out there and tell people that, it's not okay obviously to judge people by the color of their skin or who they are just because, I'm brown, or if I have like a hijab on, or if I was like Asian, or if I was white. You don't have the right to tell me who I should believe in and who I should not. But whatever, he got help by somebody else, and I was kind of like, you do you, boo, like less work for me, I do not care. But yeah, I think growing up I didn't really like for me, I went to a very multicultural school. Like majority of my classmates were of different religion, and we never really made fun of one another just because we were all like family. So that's what I really loved about our elementary school and our high school. And like there was not one culture that was better than another. We were all just equal, and we were all together, and we were all in together. We were going to hell of school for like 5 years, so might as well stick it together and do it together. So I think that's what I really appreciated. I never really was exposed to racism or struggle of being a woman until like when I started working. And yeah, it was just a different like kind of style for me. I wasn't used to it. Growing up as a family, like my dad is very he's very empowering himself. Like he doesn't think that a man is better than a woman or a woman's better than a man. He thinks everyone's equal, and he has 3 girls, so for him to say something like that, that's really inspiring, especially if you're from an Indian background. Like, I know a lot of people and families are just like, you have to have a son. A son is the best thing that you can have, but I'm thankful that my parents never thought like that, or they never like really imposed of anything or made us feel bad for being women. So yeah, I do appreciate that from my family, having that support and that background. Like I said, growing up, I never really had that kind of racism or that kind of attachment, but I know definitely my dad has, my mom has. They definitely got it a lot because of their workplace and how exposed they are to the community. They definitely got more hits than we did. But I think what I loved about my parents is that like education was first for us. Like, doesn't matter if you're a woman or whatever, we're not going to get you married until you have your education and your career down, which I love that about my parents. I think that was the best thing that they really installed in our brains. Like, I'm not trying to shame anybody in this video. That's not what I'm trying to do. This is the last thing. I'm just trying to get my voice out there. But I think one of the things that we kind of, I guess like back in the day, in the older days, like it was easier for a woman just to get married off to a guy that had money or had a lot of property or had a lot of money and property. That's how it was in India. If you had a lot of money and property, like the fathers would sell their daughters to you, and that's kind of sad and that was kind of disgusting to me. Like they would do like a dowry or something like that. Like the female's family would have to get a lot of gifts in order for the future husband's side of the family to like marry them. So it was kind of like a bribe, which is so which I think is really disgusting and really gross, because it's like a woman is the biggest gift a man can ever receive and vice versa. Like you should be empowering each other rather than putting each other down. So we're the first generation to properly grow up in Canada and kind of go to school, get an education. Like my dad came from India, came here and kind of grew up, but he wasn't born here. My mom's from England and kind of got married, came here. So we're really the first generation to properly grow up, go to school, have a job, and kind of live our lives here. So my parents said they're not going to get married, or they're not going to start, dating until they have their career down, they have their paths down, which I do appreciate a lot. And just really figuring out like what I want to do with my life and how I want to present myself as a person, it really made me think. I mean, there was times where I'm just like, oh, screw education. Like, why do I need education? Like, I can just go marry someone rich. Like, my thoughts were going back into the olden days. Again, no shame for anybody that actually thinks like that. But for me, that's not the way I wanted to go. And I'm very glad that I had to talk with my friends and like, you know what? You really need to get your stuff together. A man can leave you at any single time, but if you have your education and your like a proper career behind you, that's never going to leave you. And that's so true. And that's something that like now it's kind of engraved in my head and engraved in all my sisters' heads. So I'm very glad that my parents taught us that at a really young age. So back to the story about that guy calling me saying to go in the kitchen. I think that just really made me think about how many people's mindsets are still in the olden days, like the olden ages, like brains and like how they used to think. Like I think it's just more of a culture shock when they see like a brown girl start working or like starting to do something with their career, or any religion starting to do something with their career, anywhere when a woman's more powerful and a woman's more in control of the situation or has authority. I think a lot of men now are starting to get a little bit intimidated by that, and that's why they'll throw like comments like that. But I just learned to never let that slide and never let that if there was one thing that I grew up learning and I'm appreciative, is definitely like getting education. I know in high school I didn't take it seriously as I should have, and I really do regret that. And because I was more like, oh, like who has a crush on who, or like what's for food the next day, or like when am I like, there was so many different things like rumors and like who's dating who. Like I was so caught up in that, and I really wish I wasn't. And I took a step back to be like, okay, I need to get I need to ace these classes. I really need to do well. I need to, prove myself to people, and like saying that women can do it, women can have it all, and we don't need a man to support us or to have us, financially. So I really wish I did better back in the day, but I mean, times it's changed now. I can't go back, so that's why I'm trying to do better in like university. But yeah, I definitely wish, obviously I did better, but can't do what you can't do now. But yeah, I think that was one of the biggest things that really affected me and really triggered me to do this video, is that we can do anything that we put our minds to. Just having that mindset and that motivation to do whatever we want, it's a really big step. And I think that's why a lot of men are getting intimidated by what we as women are doing and trying to, move up the ladder, trying to encourage yourself, trying to do something. I mean, there's days that I'll have my down days where I'm just like, man, I really wish I can like marry money, but same time, it's so much more rewarding when you buy your own stuff. Like, everything I own is bought by me, and I try, like, I don't need a man buying me a Louis Vuitton bag, or like I don't need a man buying me like a Michael Kors purse just to like stay with him. I can do that myself. I can financially do that myself, and the fact that I can say, hey, I bought this myself is more rewarding than anything I can ever get in life. So I definitely had a lot of role models growing up. Like, I had my cousins to look up to. I mean, she finished university, she's done her stuff, she's had a good career behind her. My aunt is an RN and, you know, started doing her stuff, and she's like a professor now, and she is living the life. So she even told me, work hard in the beginning and then you'll get rewarded in the future. And that's something that I'm starting to learn and starting to do. I mean, silly me, back in high school, I went really easy. I was like, chill, relax, and then afterwards started biting me in the ass after, and now I'm realizing, okay, I really need to get my stuff together. I really need to push myself and do something for myself and have a name for myself. I don't want to be using my husband's name, like, you know, Mrs. Blank, but I want to have my name. I want to have my own, like, foot in the door for myself. I want people to know me for me, not for my husband, or I'm his wife, you know? So that's one of the biggest accomplishments I want to achieve in 2018 coming forward, and something I really want to do. I mean, this year I've definitely made a lot of progress for myself, and I'm very proud of. I've definitely had like comments more than ever now starting to roll in saying that, you know, girls shouldn't be doing that. Girls shouldn't be. I'm like, man, if men can do it, why can't girls do it? Like, we're no different. In fact, we're like, I think we're a little bit better because we have to go through hell and back. I mean, we have kids, we have mental support, or, you know, we have to like give birth, for God's sakes. Like, it's a lot of work if you think about it. Like, we have to be like put together, we have to, you know, have our shit together, we have to like make sure we know what we're doing, like we have to be organized, blah blah blah. Like, we have so many things on top of our heads that a lot of people don't realize that women have to do. Or I think I got a lot of backlash because just recently now I started working or volunteering at a crisis line, and I've gotten a lot of backlash for that, really. I've had aunts and uncles tell me that, you know, the stories that you listen to shouldn't be like what women should be listening to, or, you know, you can volunteer for something else. And I'm just like, I'm making a difference in people's lives, and even when I'm on the phones and people tell me like, thank you so much for being on the other end of the phone, really, that is such a rewarding feeling for me. I'm just like, wow, like, just taking time out of my day to do that for someone and being there for someone, that's all I can ask for. So the fact that I would get backlash for that and saying that, you know, women should really be doing this, or like, my dad took us to a gun range just to like, we like shoot and stuff like that, and people were like, oh, you shouldn't really be doing that, you shouldn't let your daughters be shooting guns, but yet you let, if he had sons, that would be a different story. So I think in that perspective, I was just like, man, like, it's crazy, because like even family would do that to you, like certain types of family members would do that to you and say that kind of stuff to you, and that was just like really shocking for me. I'm like, man, it's a culture shock, because I guess not a lot of people are used to it, or not a lot of people are pushing it out there, especially for being an Indian woman. Like, we have to like be conservative, and very, and like, you know, we have to be quiet, we can't speak up when people are saying something to us, like you can't talk back. But that's not the way I was raised, or the way my parents would have raised me. Like, I mean, my mom is a very talkative person. God, like, she'll start World War V with anybody. Like, if you say something bad to her, honey, you're dying. Like, you're gonna get your weave pulled off, you're gonna get like in court, you're gonna get fired, some shit like that or whatever. But my mom's a very independent person. Like, she really likes to be outspoken. I think that's one of the reasons why she got a lot of backlash herself, and why a lot of people were like, oh, she talks too much, she should really be quiet and be like other women, blah blah blah. But like, at the same time, it's like, everyone's different, everyone's like everyone has like different personalities, different mindsets. So I mean, if you're one of those quiet girls and you like to speak, that's your choice. But if you're a loud person, you want to speak your mind, then that's different as well. Like, you can't just shame somebody for that. And I think a lot of people in Indian cultures definitely do shame women that are very outspoken or loud or talking back to their husbands. They do not like that at all. They think that's a sin to God. Definitely for me, I don't like to take shit from anybody. Like, personally, like, if somebody were to talk bad about me or talk bad about my family, like 100% you're gonna get a mouthful. But if somebody's talking back about something, like, you know, oh, you look like this, or you're blah 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 terrorist, or you're like, you should believe in this, or women shouldn't do this. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, because rather than waste energy on that people, then I'll just keep it shut. Unless I'm really feeling like I'm gonna scrap you out and I really have a meaning for it, then, and like you should be told and informed, then I'm gonna say something. Like, for example, when I said it to that guy, I feel like he just really needed to be informed and been told. But most of the time I just let it slide by, because if the more it affects you, the more they get like triggered. They're like, oh, this is affecting her, great, we're gonna say more things. So I think that's one of the reasons why I just sometimes just be quiet, and I rather just vocalize it in one place rather than waste my energy in speaking it to one person. Yeah, so some of the things that, like, you know, people are asking, like, okay, what are some things that we can do to change this and really help people? I think just really informing people, and rather if it's like, if you think somebody's like, if someone's like being called something right in front of you, or being bullied right in front of you, or saying women are like this, women are, then you should just stop them right there and be like, look, I don't want to listen to any more of it, I don't want to be a part of this. And I think, you know, like, just do whatever you need to do. People are going to have their own opinions, and it's really hard to change people's minds than it is, but rather when you inform people and you try to tell people for the right reasons, then that's the best you can do. You've done your part in your, like, in your heart, and it's just up to other people to change the way they think and everything. It's really difficult to do so, because every time, like, they just want, sometimes people just want a reaction out of you. They just want to be like, oh, she's getting hyped up now, like, you know what I mean? So I think just really like understanding, like, you know, everyone's different, everyone's gonna have a different mindset. Like, try to keep that in mind, like, informing people for the right reasons though, like, not trying to yell at them, be like, women are this, women, like, we inform them for the right reasons, and we're just letting people know, like, hey, you know what, if you're gonna say something bad, then I don't want to hear it. Or if you do and you want to have a respectful opinion to it, and be like, look, like, you know, like what I said about that guy, I was like, you know what, if you don't want to be helped by me, then there's somebody else that can help you right down there. That's totally fine. Like, something in that manner that makes them shut up and, like, kind of have, like, a fact behind it. Like let's say, for example, somebody's like, oh, you should be working in the kitchen, just be like, you know, women can do this and blah, blah, blah. Like, having some fact behind it and having some, like, sass behind it. Like, I'm known for, like, sassiness, so definitely a lot of my responses are going to be very sassy and very, like that, but, or sometimes I just don't say anything at all, because, like, why waste my energy or breath on someone? So either that, like, having a bit of sass and, like, a bit of a fact and making them shut up, or absolutely not saying anything at all and just letting them, like, or they'll get the hint that, you know, you don't want to talk about it. So yeah, I just hope you guys do like the video. I'm sorry, it was a little bit all over the place. This book didn't really help me at all, but I just wanted to really speak from the heart, actually. And I know I had some stuff written down, and I was looking down a bit, but I just what more topics I can really talk about. I mean, I want to talk about, you know, body shaming. I've definitely had that in the past before, and, like, different kind of topics. So I want to kind of talk about it and let everyone know. I mean, everyone needs to have a voice, and everyone needs to be, like, either you have a voice and you project it, or you have a voice and everyone has a voice, right? So I just choose to publicly share it, and I hope this does help somebody, and if it does, then that just makes my whole day, and if it doesn't, then that's okay too. I just want to inform people and let them know the story. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I got lipstick on me. Okay. But I just really wanted to get that part out there, and I just really wanted to say what was kind of on my mind and kind of what I was feeling. So yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video and you did like it. If you want me to talk about any more topics, please list them down below. I'll be happy to do them. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely going to do a series on these kind of videos, and, like, definitely have more. Wow, I keep saying definitely. I'm going to have more videos about girl talk, and I'm going to have more videos about girl talk and, like, other topics to talk about, because these are some of the things that I'm passionate about. I have more topics that I want to address and publicly share, and I have more, you know, things I want to talk about. I really like talking and just informing people for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. Again, this video is not for, you know, shaming anybody. It's just to inform people about my life and what I've experienced, and, like, I haven't really experienced much, so it's not going to be like obviously I'm not trying to say, I've experienced so much, like, I deserve pity. I don't deserve pity at all. I'm just trying to explain my side of the story and my side of, like, what we need to inform people about and how to fix everything. And not fix everything, sorry, I mean, Donald Trump's the president, so we can't really fix everything, but just really informing people for the right reasons of why, you know, women should be appreciated and respected just as any other, like, person, and we should all be happy. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, then again, please like down below and subscribe to my channel, somewhere down there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Oh, and another comment that I wanted to add in, if he tells you what you should be doing, then just tell him to honestly piss off. You can do whatever the hell you want. If you want to be a housewife, you go do so, boo. If you want to work in the workforce and you want to like have a career for yourself, you go do that too, boo. Like, everything is up to you. All decisions are up to you. Don't let anybody, one comment affect you, or don't let any comments affect you, because honestly, we are like armor. We should let those comments like bounce off, because none of this shit matters. Honestly, whatever you believe in, whatever your mindset is, whatever you want to have for the future, whatever you want to do, you do it. Everything is up to you. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you're brown, you should be working in the kitchen. Oh, you're Asian, you should be a mathematician. Oh, you're white, you should be like blah, blah, blah. Don't let them tell you that. Honestly, bye. That's what you should say. Just tell them to bye. And put your hand up too. Anyways, but yeah, I just wanted to jump on and quickly say that. Just don't let any comments affect you. You're strong, you're beautiful, you are very independent, and I hope you all have a nice day or night, whatever. Good night.